Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the High School Sports Zone, where we are setting the bar for high school football coverage here in the UP. I'm your host, Jake Durant, and I'm joined by Haley Schoengart. Now, Haley, we may have just seen the game of the year last week. It had everything you could want in a game. We had multiple lead changes, big-time plays on both offense and defense, and we had a little drama. But unfortunately, it was not our game of the week.
As a matter of fact, our game of the week was the complete opposite of that, Jake. Negaunee and L'Anse met Friday night, and it was a lopsided game in favor of the team from the Iron City. Coming into the game, we knew the Miners were playing pretty good football. Take away their close Week 1 defeat on the road at Iron Mountain, and there might not have been a better team playing than the Miners.
Going into Friday night, 2 of their last 3 games for the Miners had been shutouts, and in all 3 of those games, Negaunee had scored at least 40 points or more. And that trend continued as Negaunee shut out L'Anse 42-0.
All of the Miners' points came in the first half. The Miners ran 35 plays with 275 total yards. The second half was played with a running clock.
The Miners played their style of football, committing to the run game early. They spread the love, but it was Easton Palomaki who led the way with 92 rushing yards on 17 carries, and he had 2 scores.
Coming into the season, Negaunee head coach Paul Jacobson said they had to replace a lot of senior leadership, but he was confident in the players he had on the roster. It's looking like Jacobson and that coaching staff have done a great job coaching them up, and the results on the field are a clear sign of that.
It feels great. We're playing as a team, we're playing good, and we just want to set it up for playoffs.
You know, what I like about this team is they're very humble. We got to continue to just get better and do what we do best, and that's work hard each week. You know, it's a great group to be around. They're very positive, and they like to come to work. They check in, they check out at the end of practice, and I'm proud of these guys. They've really worked their tails off to get where they are today, and it's good to be humble. And they know that there's a lot of work ahead of them yet, and they're going to continue to work hard, I'm sure.
Negaunee will look to continue their great play tomorrow night when they host Gladstone. L'Anse will look to rebound tomorrow night on the road against Westwood.
Don't go away. We're just getting warmed up here in the Sports Zone. When we return, we're going to reveal our top 3 plays of last week. It's our top 3-on-3 coming up after the break.
It's time to reveal our top 3 plays of Week 6 of the high school football season, Jake.
Now, these plays were so good, like your favorite song, we had to put these on repeat. This is our top 3-on-3 plays of the week, sponsored by Recycle 906.
Number 3.
For our number 3 play of the week, we head to Newberry. The Black and Orange put on a show against Superior Central. Matt Rahilly takes the handoff. He breaks tackles left and right. Nice job there moving the ball to the outside hand so that he can lay that big stiff arm. He rumbles 68 yards to the house. Arm tackles will not work against this big back for the Indians. Newberry shut out Superior Central 58-0, and it was thanks to big plays like this on offense, and they were successful turning the ball over on defense. Congrats, Matt. You get our number 3 play of the week.
Number 2.
For our number 2 play of the week, we head to Calumet. 4th and 4, Hans Killinan takes a snap and sends that bullet to Nolan Sturos. Check out that toe tap from Sturos. He gets both feet down. Not only is that a touchdown there, that would have been 6 in the NFL. Let's take another look. Sturos with the great body control to bring it in and secure the football while getting both feet down in bounds. What a grab and what a big win for the Copper Kings over a rival in Iron Mountain. Congratulations, Nolan. You get our number 2 play of the week.
Number 1.
And for our number 1 play of the week, we go back to our game of the week between L'Anse and Negaunee. You probably won't see a much better stiff arm than the one laid by Miners running back Easton Palomaki. He's out there looking like Derrick Henry. His defenders are flying all over the place. Let's take one more look at Palomaki. He's going to get his mitt right on the L'Anse defender's face mask and pummel him into the ground. Then he's able to spin off another defender as he gets into the end zone for 6 of Negaunee's 42 points. That's the stiff arm of the year if I've ever seen it. It's going to be hard to find another one better. Congrats, Easton. You get our number 1 play of the week. It's now time for our updated team rankings reveal.
Remember, these rankings can and will change from week to week.
Here are our High School Sports Zone team rankings brought to you by 41 Lumber. We'll start in 11-man football. At number 1, we have the Marquette Redmen. At number 2, Hello Westwood. The Flivers dropped from 2 to 3 after a tough loss to Luxembourg Casco. The Negaunee Miners are coming in hot at number 4, and rounding out the top 5 is the Maroons, who are back in the rankings after a win last week. Calumet and Sault Ste. Marie get honorable mention.
And moving on to 8-man, the North Central Jets continue to dominate opponents. They stay in the number 1 spot. The Forest Park Trojans rise to number 2. The Pickford Panthers tasted defeat for the first time this season. Last week, they fall from 2 to 3. Newberry sits at 4 after an impressive performance against Superior Central, and Ontonagon stays put at number 5. Lakeland and Hubble gets an honorable mention. What do you think of these rankings? Let us know. Visit our Facebook or Twitter pages and give us your thoughts. Make sure to stay with us. We are just minutes away from revealing our 7th game of the week for the 2021 season.
But first, we're going to head to Menominee to speak with one player who was responsible for 6 touchdowns last week. And we'll catch up with the Marquette Redmen after a thrilling victory on their home field last Friday. That's coming up next. Welcome back into the Sports Zone. If you want to reach out to us, you can do it on our social media feeds. It's at the Local 3 Sports Zone on Facebook and at the Local 3 Sports ZN on Twitter. Also, keep up with us at upmatters.com/sportszone. Menominee's Aiden Belle-Isle put on a show on Friday as the Maroons took care of business. They shut out one of their GNC opponents, the Escanaba Eskimos.
Belle-Isle had himself a touchdown frenzy, tallying 6 touchdowns on the night. He rushed for 216 yards with 3 touchdowns. He showed he has arm talent as well, racking up 237 yards for an additional 3 touchdowns through the air.
The Maroons offense collectively had 597 yards, with Belle-Isle accounting for 453 of them. After a tough loss to Denmark last week, Belle-Isle says he was happy to bring home the win, but it wouldn't have been possible without his teammates.
First, I was glad that we got our win, because the week before we had an off night. We lost by 40-some. We were close to them in the first half, and then ended up 20 points in the second half, fell short. But I just saw my lanes and I hit them hard. Our linemen blocked good, our wide receivers blocked good, and it feels great now that I'm senior that they trusted me, give me the ball.
Yeah, Aiden's a special player. Right now, his arm is doing really well. He's been throwing the ball extremely well in practice, and obviously in the game, he threw extremely well. With 3 touchdowns. And that's nice because when you try to defend us, you have to defend the run and the pass. And he's very good at both right now. So it's pretty nice. So he definitely kicked it into high gear Friday night against the Eskimos. And, he had a night to remember for sure. And we had, a great fan base there on Friday night. And I thought Aiden really delivered.
Menominee heads to Marquette tomorrow for a big-time GNC matchup. Speaking of the Redmen, for this week's Coach's Corner, we talked with Marquette head coach Eric Mason after the Redmen's thrilling victory over Clare on Friday night.
That's right. Their game against Clare wasn't even on the schedule a few weeks ago, but both schools were able to come to an agreement, and I'm really happy they did. Both teams played their hearts out. We had multiple lead changes, some big-time plays, and a game-deciding missed extra point that hit the left upright. That sealed it for Marquette, who went on to win the game 40-39.
Mason took some time to reflect on his team's gut-checking win.
There was a couple of times, I got to be honest, during the game, I don't get, because you're kind of in the moment of what's going on and whatnot, but afterwards you sit back and think about everything that happened and how it happened, and just to think and be proud of the kids and the way that they never ever showed any type of hanging their heads or anything like that. They just battled through. They're resilient. And you're happy to see that. The kids just fight, and that was a heck of a Clare team. I told their coach afterwards, and we both had the same, sentiments. It was basically both teams got what they wanted out of this. Obviously, they wanted to win too, but I think they were looking for the challenge of a team a little bit bigger than them, and they got it. And we were looking for a tight game, and we got that too.
Marquette has a shot to capture the GNC title outright tomorrow night when they welcome Menominee to Hart Stadium.
Coming up on the Sports Zone, we'll reveal where we're headed for our next game of the week.
But first, we head to Lance for our next player spotlight and stop by Kingsford to see how the Flivers seniors are honoring educators who have made an impact on their lives. That's coming up next. Anytime one of your most talented players is also the hardest worker on the team, then you got yourself a special player. That's the case for the L'Anse Purple Hornets and their star running back, Deshaun Allen. Let's shine the light on the senior leading the way in the Village by the Bay.
Well, Deshaun Allen, our tailback, is a really good football player. I think he's one of the better backs in the UP.
Deshaun Allen has every trait you look for in an elite running back.
Just how hard he runs, his vision, and just a hard-working kid. You know, he's a 3-year starter for us, and he's playing very well for us. He's our go-to guy in offense. We really look up to him.
Great running back, knows how to. He can run you over, or he'll make you miss, cut back all the way across the field. He's really talented.
Adding to his talent is his confidence.
I love the game, you know. It's just, I'm always working, and I do believe I'm one of the best in the conference. Some people don't believe that. I believe that, and I show it every day.
For Allen, that confidence he displays comes from his preparation long before kickoff.
The work I put in, I work out every day. You know, I went to Marquette 5 days a week during the summer, and it's just the confidence I gained from working out.
Oh, he's the hardest worker I know, on the field, off the field, in school, and he's a home run hitter every time, blocking for him. So if I get a mistake, I know he's gonna make it up.
Even when you think you know what he's gonna do next, he's always one step ahead.
Oh, sometimes I see him running left, and I'll be blocking the dude, and he's all the way to the right scoring a touchdown. Amazes me every day.
And like any great leader, Allen can be counted on in big-time situations.
Oh, it's great. It's great to have him to lean on, you know, in clutch situations. We like, you know, you give him the football, you know, and he's going to make plays for you.
My biggest goal is just to win. I don't care about the stats. I don't care about the touchdowns. As long as I get a W in the win column, it's good.
We highlight various student athletes each week, but you can't have student athletes without the teachers who have got them to where they are today. As a way to say thank you to teachers who made an impact on their lives, the Kingsford football seniors decided to do something a little special to show teachers how much they really mean to them.
We have a win-win-win in our football program. The first win is winning the classroom, so everyone's got to have good grades, everyone's got to keep up with their schoolwork. The second win is winning the community, giving back to everyone else for supporting us. And the third win is winning on the football field. And we took part in our second win, and to give back to our teachers, we decided that we'd have to go, all the seniors would go back to a past teacher and give them their jersey in appreciation for what they've done for us.
Each senior with their jersey in hand set out to say thank you to someone who means so much.
I picked Mr. Christensen. He's always there for me. He's always been in touch with me. He's got my phone number, texted me all the time, seeing how I'm doing, just always keeping in touch with sports, how I'm doing in school, just making sure I'm doing okay.
And even though Sawyer had Mr. Christensen as a teacher back in middle school, he wanted to show his gratitude for helping mold him into the person he is today.
Can't really put it into words, honestly. It just meant the world. And I tried to explain to him how much it meant, but it was really hard to explain. You know, you get kids in class all the time, you love all your kids all the time, and you know, when they come back like something like that and like express, you know, a thank you, even though, you know, he's a senior now, and I had him in 7th grade and when he was in 6th grade in youth football, and to show that appreciation, just can't really put it into words. I was just over the moon. I still am.
No matter what stage in life these educators made an impact, it's a reminder to them that their hard work never goes unnoticed.
Before our homecoming game, our coach told us to pick someone who really made an impact on our lives as a teacher. And I gave my jersey to Mrs. Sturm because I thought she really was the one that impacted me the most. So last year I went through a kind of a rough stage of my life, and she was right there for me that whole time. And that's what really made her stand out to me.
I was obviously very touched, and you don't do things expecting people to recognize him even or anything, and the fact that he did just kind of proves what a great young man he is, that he could see. And yeah, it made me, he said something about tearing up, and definitely, because it's about one of the nicest things somebody could say is that you positively affected their life.
Jake and I were so inspired by the Flivers and their appreciation to teachers, we decided to join in on it as well.
Now, Haley, I would have to give my jersey to my former script writing teacher from Marquette Senior High School, Mr. Hammerstrom. Now, the class was called script writing, but it was so much more than that. We learned how to shoot video, we learned how to edit, meet deadlines, along with working on our writing skills. It definitely inspired me to follow the path that is taking me here in front of you this evening.
And Jake, I would have to give my jersey to Mrs. Sanford. She really pushed me to follow all of my dreams, has always been an open ear and a shoulder to cry on when I needed that. She will forever be one of my favorite people to grab lunch or coffee with, and she will always hold a very special place in my heart. Jake and I are so grateful for you both, so thank you so much for everything.
Up next on the Sports Zone, it's that time we've all been waiting for.
We'll tell you where we're going to be headed for our game of the week for Week 7 coming up next.
Welcome back into the Sports Zone. If you want to reach out to us, you can do it on our social media feeds. It's at the Local 3 Sports Zone on Facebook and at the Local 3 Sports ZN on Twitter. Or you can go to our website, upmatters.com/sportszone to see what we've been up to. We are nearing the end of the show, which means it's time to reveal our next Game of the Week destination.
This week's Game of the Week will be a heavy hitter in the GNC with the potential of someone taking home the crown. Coming off of a huge win last week, Aiden Belle-Isle and the Maroon offense will need to keep that high-scoring game up this week as the Maroons will take on arguably one of their toughest games yet.
And on the defensive side of the football, Menominee will need to come out strong to stop the quick and powerful Redmond offense in order for Menominee to take this one home.
The Maroons are currently sitting at 4-2 on the season and 2-0 against GNC opponents. Now the road for the Maroons taking the GNC title could come with some major hurdles. They will not only have to take down Marquette this week, but then Kingsford after that.
The Maroons say their recipe for success throughout the season thus far is for everyone to simply do their jobs.
We're definitely going to have to put up numbers. They've scored 40 points every game except maybe one against a really good team. So we just got to go out there, our defense got to hold their own and then put up some points and we should be good.
Let's move on to the home team. With a win against Menominee Friday night, the Marquette Redmen could capture the GNC title outright, making it 3 straight years the Redmen finished the regular season atop the conference.
It seems Marquette has found their formula for success, sitting at 5-1 with quality wins over talented opponents.
And with that track record, there's not really much you have to change. You just have to play your game and stay focused, according to some of the Marquette players.
It's exciting. You look forward to those big games like that, and especially with something big like GNC title on the line, we're all going to be there and be ready for it. Collectively as a team, this is what we've been working for and like looking forward to, so it will be a big thing. If we just do what we're supposed to do, I think we have a really great chance of winning our 3rd straight GNC title.
I'm pretty excited, you know. It's senior night for us too, so it'll be good. Hopefully we'll have a lot of fans and everything, and yeah, and Menominee's always been in there in the GNC and everything, so yeah, hopefully we can take that one too.
And that is all the time we have for you all tonight.
But before we sign off, make sure to tune into the 5th Down tomorrow night on Local 3 News at 11 p.m. Eastern for highlights from all the action across the UP. We'll leave you with the wonderful notes of music from the Escanaba Marching Band. Thanks for joining us and have a good night.